Leo, so it's me Alexis. Welcome back to my astrology channel, and today I'm going to be giving you guys your full moon horoscope and tarot reading for the full moon in Pisces on September 13th and 14th in 21 degrees Pisces. So before I go ahead and get started, if you are a Leo sun or rising, this reading will apply for you. And also, I do offer personal new moon and full moon readings, so if you guys are interested in getting a more personal take, I do have a Twitter account where you can DM me if you're interested. I'm going to go ahead and put my Twitter link below so that you guys can kind of schedule something with me. So yeah, Leo, let's go ahead and get things started. So Leo, before I kind of talk about you, let me kind of talk about general astrology and what's generally going on. So this full moon in Pisces is going to be a little bit more tense just because there's a T-square going on. So the Mars and Sun that are transiting right now, they're in Virgo, they're conjunct to each other, they're like buddy-buddy. And then the transiting moon, which is the full moon in Pisces, and the transiting Neptune in Pisces are also conjunct, so they're buddy-buddy. And the Sun and Mars, and then the moon and Neptune, they're opposing each other. And on top of that, the transiting Jupiter is in Sagittarius, and that Jupiter is scoring both the moon and Neptune and then the Sun and Mars conjunction right here. So thus you got the T-square, and thus you got a lot of beef. So with this T-square in general, when I think of this T-square, I think that there's a conflict in focus, and because there's a conflict in focus, there's a conflict on where our opportunities are going to go, or where or how we're going to perceive our opportunities. So Virgo is the planet of, not Virgo. When I think of Virgo, I think of like clarity, I think of a microscope, I think of ultra sharp, clear images, and then when I think of Pisces, I think of like a blur. And then with Sagittarius, I kind of think of like the bigger picture, but it's not super blurry. And because of that, depending on how we kind of mitigate, what we know versus what we don't know, I think mitigating that and really balancing that can really determine like how our opportunities will come up into our life and how we will perceive opportunities on whether they are opportunities or not. So there's a lot of like perceiving, a lot of like clarity, a lot of confusion, a lot of ambiguity, and a lot of trying to handle how the heck that's going to happen to all of us and how we're gonna all work with that. So yeah, Leo, let's go ahead and kind of talk about how that will affect you. So Leo, your full moon in Pisces event will happen in your 8th house. And when I think of the 8th house, I think of like debt, I think of death. Another way to kind of think about the 8th house is, to me, I kind of think of it as stability with other people. And since I covered debt, I think another way to think of this house is like power struggles, like having, maintaining your place with people in relationships for better or worse. Now, the transiting Jupiter is going to be in your 5th house, and the 5th house is the house of like, fun, like hobbies, creativity, all the good fun stuff, like the fun house, sex, casual relationships, romantic relationships, like hobbies, stuff like that. So, having this full moon happening in your 8th house, like, I guess, Leo, as of right now, maybe your place with people have been really ambiguous. Maybe your place with people have been, sometimes you kind of don't know where you stand with people. That could be one thing to think about. Or maybe you owe someone some money, or maybe someone owes you some money, and with that debt going around, you're kind of like, well, what's going on? And because of that ambiguity, you're kind of like, I'm feeling like, you're just like, I don't know where I am in this current dilemma. And because of that, you're kind of like, where am I in my relationships? And where is my place with people? Like, is it equal? Am I under people? Am I over people? Like, what is going on with my relationship dynamic? And lately, with all these Virgo planets going through your 2nd house, a lot of you have been focusing on lately is you really being clear about how you ground yourself and how you stabilize yourself. So like that could be things with personal finances and like things with like, personal money or like self-esteem. So like as of late, you've been sitting here pounding away at your self-esteem, just being like, yep, I'm gonna try to have a practical, workable, clear sense of stability within myself, literally and psychologically. And with this full moon in Pisces though, the full moon in Pisces is kind of like, well, Leo, like, how are you with these other people? Like, you can stand your own ground by yourself now, but what about standing your ground with these other people? And do you know where you stand right now? And I think with that full moon in Pisces, you may have to figure that out. Now, with the square that's going on in the transiting Jupiter, that transiting Jupiter is in your 5th house right now. And, you know, like, again, like, it's the house of fun, it's the house of hobbies, stuff like that. And because of this, because you don't quite know where you stand with people, because you know you can definitely stand with yourself, and then, you know, not knowing how you stand with other people, your 5th house here, like, you know, Jupiter in the 5th is kind of telling you, like, okay, like, I kind of want to give you opportunities on enjoying life and having fun, but I don't know if I should give you the opportunity to have a fun date with yourself or have a date with this other person, because I don't know if you and this person actually have beef right now, and I don't know how you are with yourself right now. So, like, in terms of, like, having fun and enjoying life and, you know, implementing, you know, fun hobbies and just, you know, having fun, like, Jupiter in the 5th house is kind of like, I don't know where I'm going. And until you know where you're going, I don't know where I'm going. So, like, in terms of opportunities and, you know, in terms of enjoying life and having that good, you know, relationship and having, you know, a lot of fun, like knitting or whatever you do for fun, like, Jupiter is kind of like, and you're kind of like, and yeah, you have to figure it out, Leo, because I think depending on knowing where you stand, if you know where you stand, you know where to enjoy, because I feel like it's really hard to enjoy life if you don't know where you stand in life, because you can't really appreciate life if you don't really, you know, if you're not really in the ground to really know what life is. And as of right now, like, you've been planting your feet into your life and really just stabilizing yourself at the moment, so you're in the process of figuring that out. But if you really want to enjoy life for what it is, like, you know, you gotta know your place. Because if you don't know your place, if you don't know where you are, if you don't have that sense of stability, there's no way you're gonna enjoy life. You can't have fun without stability. If you disagree with me, that's not fun, that's called escaping. And we're not gonna do that, Leo, because when you have fun but there's no stability, you're running away from something. And yeah, we're not gonna do that, Leo. You're better than that. So yeah, let's go ahead and kind of look at your cards and see what your cards say. And yeah, let's go ahead and take a look. Okay. 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 I'm so sorry. I kind of wish that, like, I would respond more normally whenever I, like, draw my cards, but it's interesting. I can't help but react the way that I react. So, Leo, I got the King of Wands. I got the Two of Wands. And I got the Emperor in reversed. So, okay. I see now why there's a lot of, like, shrugging going along. I got the same vibe with, like, Cancer. So, like, you know, you guys are both shrugging like this. But here's what I notice. So with the King of Wands, I'm assuming that this is a lot of your work on trying to ground yourself and to stabilize yourself and to be confident in yourself. Because you want to do a lot of things right now. You want to, you know, like, really go out there and really fulfill your agenda right now. But you realize that in order to even, you know, do the agenda, you got to make sure that you're in the right position to do that agenda. And as of right now, you've been really wanting to be in that, you know, ideal agenda. So with the King of Wands, I think of a person who is really, really going out of their way to be productive and passionate and intense in whatever they want to do right now. Like, this is what you want to be right now. Now, you got some things going on. You got the Two of Wands reversed, and then you got the Emperor reversed. And I think these two cards kind of work together, because with the Two of Wands, like, you know how I kind of said that, you know, it's kind of been difficult on knowing your own place right now, or at least difficult on knowing where you stand. I really feel this way with, you know, the Two of Wands reversed, just because, like, you know, usually when it's upright, you can kind of handle things with poise. You can kind of handle multiple things at once. Like, when I see this card, I kind of think, like, oh, you got a lot on your plate, but it seems like you got it. However, reversed, it's kind of like, I don't really know where I stand. I really don't know what kind of things I could do right now. It's kind of like, I don't know what kind of weights or burdens or baggage I could take right now. So you're kind of like, I don't know, like, it's kind of like you're holding a backpack and you think that you can hold 50 pounds, but you're not really sure, and you kind of want to be realistic and say that you want to handle 30 instead. but like you really don't know, and because you don't know, it kind of freaks you out. And I think this freaking out is manifested in the Emperor reversed. And I really feel like not knowing has really made you feel a little bit frustrated. Hopefully you haven't lashed out at anybody. Hopefully you haven't been like a big baby about it, because don't be baby. But like with Emperor reversed, I kind of feel like maybe like since you don't really know where you stand at the moment, because you don't really know like, you know, how you are with, I guess, with other people, I guess, with the Emperor like reversed, I kind of feel like as of right now, like you're like half doubting yourself and maybe half believing in yourself, because I see the King of Wands and the Emperor reverse, and I kind of think, okay, maybe in some areas of your life you're just killing it, you're doing great. However, in other areas of your life you are not so killing it, you don't really believe in yourself, and hopefully you're not lashing out for being incompetent, but you know, there's definitely parts in your life right now where you feel like you're not really confident. And I really think that, you know, the way to, you know, mitigate this is to, you know, again, like figure out where you stand. When it comes to certain people, like when it comes to those power struggles, like how are you? Are you fair? Are you kind? Do you still get what you want? Do they get what they want? Or do you feel like you have to fight for your worth? And, you know, you've been building your worth lately, Leo, but you know, sometimes people want to take that away from you, especially you, Leo, since you always shine so brightly. And I think, Leo, as time goes by, you need to know where you stand, because if you don't know where you stand, people are going to, you know, smell that, and they're going to be like, oh, prime real estate, and then they're going to exploit you and take your worth. And yeah, that's not going to happen, Leo, because, you know, you're better than that. And in order for you to prevent that from happening, I think you should really take a stand for yourself and really, you know, be real clear with where you stand with people. And I think with the full moon in Pisces going on in your 8th house, the full moon is telling you like, hey, you know, there are some relationships or some people in your life right now where you don't quite know where you stand with them, and I think it's about time that you figure it out. You've done a lot of work on stabilizing yourself, and now you gotta stabilize the relationships that are actually worth keeping, so that you can preserve that worth and standing within yourself. So, yeah, Leo, that is pretty much your reading for the full moon. I hope this reading resonated with you guys, and yeah, I hope you guys have a great full moon.